Tonight on The Rise, UMD is delaying the next step in its plan to keep students safe as coronavirus cases increase among students.
And criminal justice reform. A slate of bills in Michigan aims to help convicted criminals get a clean start.
And extending the deadline, absentee ballots in Minnesota will now be counted well after Election Day, why the federal ruling was made.
From CBS3 Duluth, this is the CBS3 News at 6.
Good evening, I'm Kristen Bakke.
And I'm Anthony Matt. Thanks for joining us. Students have been back on UMD's campus for about a month now during the pandemic.
And of course, COVID-19 cases have already popped up. CBS3's John Cardinelli caught up with UMD administrators to learn more about what they're seeing right now. John, what did they have to say?
Kristen, administrators here at UMD tell us that since August 1st, 190 students and faculty members have tested positive for COVID-19. And in the last 2 weeks, that number is at 31 active cases. Now, you may remember at the beginning of the semester, UMD put forward a maroon and gold plan. And the plan was a 4-step process for students that live in university housing to return to campus. And the plan is currently in phase 2, which means students in university housing have increased access to all on-campus locations in the surrounding community. However, students must be back home in their room by 9 p.m. This is in an effort to help control community spread. The plan has 4 steps in total, and those with the schools say there is no set guideline of when they hope to achieve each step. So far, administrators say things are looking good and campus should not have to shut down at this point.
We feel confident that we're able to continue with operations at this level. We've got plenty of isolation and quarantine rooms available. We still have lots of access for students to receive tests.
And you heard Lynn Williams there, UMD's Marketing and Public Relations Director, mention isolation rooms. According to university data, 10 of the isolation rooms and 19 quarantine rooms are in use right now. They have a total of about 300 on campus. It was also mentioned that it's UMD's plan to finish out the semester completely online after Thanksgiving. This gives students roughly 6 more weeks left on campus. And UMD says they will continue to monitor the Minnesota Department of Health numbers for our area. When they feel things are good enough, they will move into phase 3, and that will allow students here on campus to be back in their dorm rooms at midnight. And coming up tonight at 10, we hear from students here on campus and what it's like living here during the current situation.
Yeah, certainly not the school year that most people were looking forward to. Thanks, John.
Itasca County students are pleading with community members to help stop the spread of COVID-19 as cases there continue to rise. According to Itasca County health officials, the area has 574 confirmed cases, and just under half of those were reported in the last 2 weeks. Public Health Division Manager Kelly Chandler says half of Itasca County's coronavirus cases are due to community spread linked to weddings and other gatherings. The uptick, unless stopped, could cause schools to move to full-time distance learning, meaning school-sponsored activities and sports would be no more.
We need that 14-day case rate count to decrease. We have the power to do this, and we can do this together. We are asking each and every person in Itasca County to do your part. Stay 6 feet apart, wear your mask, and do not gather in groups.
Chandler adds, right now there's no word on how long hybrid learning will last. Their goal is to try and revisit the situation every 2 to 3 weeks. And as we reported on Friday, Grand Rapids High School is on the state's list of school buildings with 5 or more cases. They currently have 7. School officials told us 81 students and staff are also on a precautionary quarantine.
More than 30 Northland school districts are also asking families to play by the pandemic's rules. Leaders from Barnum, Chisholm, I-Falls, Cook County, and many other districts all signed the letter. It asks parents and kids to keep social distancing, wear masks, and stay home when you're sick. They say a number of local districts have already had to change learning models, and they don't want to entirely shut school buildings down again.
To help students during the pandemic, Minnesota state colleges and universities are waiving their application fees. Schools are coming together for Minnesota State Week, offering special visits and information to future students. Each of the 30 colleges and 7 universities will be giving out a promo code, which can be used to waive your application fee when you apply. The event runs until Friday. You can find the link with more information on our website.
Teachers are feeling the brunt of the pandemic this year as teaching style has been transformed. The survey of members of Education Minnesota found that nearly 1/3 of teachers are considering leaving the teaching profession due to stress and an overwhelming workload. This year, teachers have been asked to juggle constant changing learning plans from in-person, online, and hybrid. The survey suggests the stress and anxiety is not sustainable for the remainder of the school year. This comes as Minnesota is already facing a teacher shortage.
7 months after its first positive case, Douglas County in Wisconsin is reporting its first COVID-19 death. County health experts say the person was in their 90s and lived at an assisted living home in Superior. As of today, 624 Douglas County residents have tested positive for the virus. Less than 10% of those patients are under the age of 70, but experts say that percentage is growing. They reminded people to keep social distancing and wearing masks. Dave's here for our first look at the weather. Dave, some much needed rain finally fell on much of the Northland.
Yeah, you're right. Floodwood, for example, got close to 1.5 inches,
Okay.
just a hair over an inch here in the Twin Ports. And we'll show you those totals in more detail in just a little bit. But right now I want to take a live look at what's going on in Ashland because the winds are picking up there. Even though Chequamegon Bay isn't really turning into white caps, you can see those trees by the shoreline are bending down pretty good. And that means there is a small craft advisory for both north and south shores tonight. Not a great night for boating because of the wind. And the wind, well, it's coming in as higher pressure takes over briefly. And by briefly, I mean only a matter of hours because already a new low is coming our way to increase clouds tonight and set us up for some showers on Tuesday. Our day planner for Tuesday says 30% rain chance in the morning with partial clearing coming around in the afternoon. High temp 55 tomorrow. One of the warmer days of the week. We'll just go down from there. And we'll talk about how low we'll go with the whole 7-day forecast in just a little bit.
Thanks, Dave. The Minnesota House and Senate kicked off their 5th special session of 2020 today. Officials say it's likely their last chance to pass a public construction package known as a bonding bill this year. A Senate committee met this morning to walk through a package that would borrow $1.3 billion in general obligation bonds to finance projects statewide. A bonding bill requires a 60% majority in both the House and Senate. A House GOP spokesperson said there was no agreement as of this morning.
You can now go inside to visit your loved one at a Minnesota long-term care facility. The state health department issued that new guidance today. Only one person should visit at a time, and you shouldn't go in if the facility has had a new COVID-19 case in the last 2 weeks. Visitors have been banned from long-term care facilities for the last 8 months.
New ruling allows absentee ballots in Minnesota to be counted up to 7 days after Election Day. That decision coming from a federal judge late last night. Absentee ballots can be counted up to a week after Election Day as long as they are postmarked by November 3rd of this year. Republicans had gone to court to block the extension. The ballot deadline extension comes after a citizens' rights group cited voter safety concerns due to the coronavirus.
A Wisconsin judge has upheld Governor Tony Evers' mask mandate in the face of a conservative challenge. A judge ruled today that Evers did not overstep his authority by issuing multiple emergency orders on the coronavirus. Evers says the mask order was within his power and that he has followed public health experts' recommendations. The lawsuit argued that Evers can issue only one emergency declaration per crisis.
Today, Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer signed a series of bipartisan bills known as the Clean Slate Criminal Justice Reforms. The bills will expunge criminal records automatically after 2.5 years, clear misdemeanors after 7 years, and felonies 10 years after the conclusion of their prison term. The governor believes the legislation will help people get back on their feet.
These bipartisan bills are going to be a game changer. They will ensure a clean slate for hundreds of thousands of people.
The second bill the governor signed today would allow people with misdemeanor marijuana convictions to be able to clear their offenses sooner.
The Duluth Indigenous Commission hosted a virtual celebration today recognizing Indigenous Peoples Day. The commission read a proclamation from Mayor Emily Larson's office. It says Columbus Day does not accurately depict the suffering Native people endured due to colonization, adding the land Duluth sits on used to be home to an Anishinaabe village. It also recognizes the sacrifices and contributions Native people have made to the city. Commission members say it's important to recognize the greatest extermination of any race happened in this country.
Western colonialism may speak of an American history. Native people speak of an American Holocaust. A concerted, intentional, methodical effort has been made by the West to erase the memory of Native America.
Commission members say they hope to one day make the proclamation recognizing Indigenous Peoples Day into an ordinance to officially replace Columbus Day in the city of Duluth.
Still to come on Live Local CBS 3, a local first grader got a special delivery from the Duluth Fire Department. Find out why, coming up next.
Today's high temp of 60 was warmer than the normal of 53, but tomorrow will be a lot closer to normal. Day after, we go cooler than normal, so we'll talk about the temperature trend and our rain chances this week, and there's a couple more coming our way. All of that, just a couple more minutes.
Live, local, CBS 3 News at 6 with Kristen Bakke, Anthony Matt, Kelly Hinson, and weather with meteorologist Dave Anderson on Live, local, CBS 3.
The Kelly Clarkson Show, right here.
Weekdays at 3 on CBS 3.
For a limited time, Home Furniture has put everything on sale, and you can finance it free for 6 years. 6 years of zero-interest financing plus free no-contact shipping. Hurry, store-wide savings plus 6-year financing ends Saturday, only at Home Furniture.
I guarantee you, if your home just burned to the ground or you had a major accident, your first thing you're going to think about is not going to be, I just saved $500 on my auto and home insurance today. It's going to be, am I covered? At Vernon Insurance Agency, our first, second, and third goal is that you understand your coverage, there's no gaps in coverage, and your claims are covered when you have them. Call Vernon Insurance Agency today, 218-384-3970.
Spiny water fleas are an invasive species that threatens Minnesota lakes. Recent research from the University of Minnesota has shown that lakes with spiny water fleas have fewer and smaller walleye than uninvaded lakes. You can help prevent the spread of spiny water flea by draining all water and wiping down your equipment when you leave the lake. This especially includes fishing lines and reels, live wells, and bait buckets. Learn more at stopspiny.org.
It's time for the annual Subaru Love a Pet adoption event. Join us virtually this year. For the month of October, there will be discounted adoption fees for dogs and cats, along with featured pets of the day. Visit animalallies.net for featured pets and event details. Miller Hill Subaru and participating shelters are excited to find loving homes for pets and bring you this event virtually. Visit animalallies.net for adoptable pets and details.
Joe Biden isn't an epidemiologist. He's not an economist or military general. But what he is the kind of leader who listens to the experts and a candidate who has earned their support. And what he'll be is a president who leads us out of this crisis and a commander-in-chief who respects those who have served. Because Joe Biden knows this moment is not about him, but about what we can do together. FFPAC is responsible for the content of this ad.
Now at Home Sleep Express, get zero-interest financing on any Tempur-Pedic for 6 years. Plus, Home will give you a $300 shopping card, free delivery, setup, and a 120-day comfort guarantee. Zero-interest delivery financing on Pedic for 6 years at Home Sleep Express.
When Jill got sick, you took care of her. You were such a rock star.
You need to get your butt out of this house and start dating.
Come on, guys, I can't date with everything that I have going on.
You have nothing going on.
Nothing at all.
I'm not going to tell the girls. No, I can't lie to my kids.
That's all I do is lie to my kids. Drive them places and lie.
I got your back. The Unicorn. New season coming soon to CBS.
The Kelly Clarkson Show, right here.
Weekdays at 3 on CBS 3.
Season 2 is
The
here,
Kelly
y'all.
Clarkson Show, weekdays at 3 on CBS 3. Now, the CBS 3 Duluth Weather Max forecast with meteorologist Dave Anderson.
You know, this time of year, once the hard freezes have come and the growing season's over, stocking up on rain and ending droughts isn't quite as important, but still slightly important, because it sure would be nice to get our reservoirs up here before the freeze hits, and to bank up our soil moisture a little bit as well doesn't hurt. And we did get some rain last night and this morning. It didn't break the drought, but hopefully it dented it at least a little bit. Rain totals included about 3/4 of an inch around Grand Rapids, and the same deal towards Two Harbors, more than an inch in Hinckley, close to an inch towards Aiken, And then the 3/4 inch range covered much of northwestern Wisconsin and close to an inch for Ironwood. Tomorrow we get a chance for some sprinkles, but once we get into Wednesday, another half-inch rainfall could come our way. So maybe finally October is going to let us get closer to where we should be than much of the rest of the year has, you know, discounting July where it did get wet for a while. Right now at the airport in Duluth, it's dry with a current temp of 57, relative humidity 36%, westerly northwesterly wind going 18 miles per hour, hence the small craft advisory for north and south shores of Lake Superior. Not a great night for boating, folks, in case you were tempted to go for a late season run. Air pressure is at 1,005 millibars right now, and with another low pressure system looming already to the west, replacing the one from the east, while clouds are going to increase and barometer readings are going to stay on the lower side. Temperature in Watersmeet now is dipped to 49. We have 53 in Ironwood, 58 for Ashland, and a degree warmer towards Hayward and Solon Springs. Add another degree to Superior, 60 there. 59 Moose Lake, 55 Silver Bay, low to mid 50s for the Vermilion and Mesabi Iron Ranges and border countries in the lower 50s. Low temps tonight could dip into the 30s for a few towns, but 40s are possible as well. Once we get towards the weekend, high temperatures may be only by 40 degrees here, and overnight lows could go into the 20s. So after a couple of days of rain shower chances, snow shower chances could be with us for the weekend. Doppler map right now shows the rain from earlier this morning departing, pulling up towards the north and towards the east, and a brief clearing has come aboard. In the Duluth area here, for example, the afternoon was very beautiful, but again, that's going to be short-lived because the zonal flow in the jet stream going on right now, meaning a straight line in the polar jet stream from one zone straight to another, allows low-pressure systems to shuttle by fairly quickly. So here's the one that hit us this morning. Here is the one that's coming our way for Tuesday, bringing back a shower chance. And a third one coming down the pike brings upwards of an 80% rain chance on Wednesday. And that's the one that could be another half inch or so before we regroup a bit for Thursday and Friday and set up for a chance for a rain-snow mix come Sunday and Monday, or actually Saturday and Sunday. I'm jumping the gun there. But let's jump into the forecast now for Minnesota. Low temps, they will go from the upper 30s to the mid 40s with increasing clouds. Wisconsin and Michigan low temps will be in the low 40s with increasing clouds, and those increased clouds then set us up tomorrow for a 30% morning rain chance in Wisconsin and Michigan with highs in the mid to upper 50s. Low to mid 50s for much of Minnesota tomorrow, maybe upper 50s down towards Moose Lake, 30% chance for morning rain.
Thanks, Dave.
The Duluth Fire Department answered a very special call today. Roman, a first grader at Bayview Elementary, was recently diagnosed with leukemia. Duluth Fire Captain Pete Johnson's wife is Roman's teacher. Today, they drove a fire truck to his house, lights and all, to deliver Roman a very special dinner. The family says every little bit helps.
It's amazing what a simple meal, the stress that takes off a family to know you don't have to cook for the evening. So we just want to say thank you to everyone that's helped us.
The family set up a GoFundMe to help with medical expenses. You can find a link on our website.
Tonight, Duluth City Councilors will once again consider closing a path along the city's shoreline and putting plans for a new one on hold. If approved, the Bluestone path between the lake and the Ledges townhomes would close indefinitely. Plans for a new path behind the Beacon Point development would be tabled. The city says those areas are vulnerable to repeat damage, which is expensive. There's also already a nearly $1.5 million funding gap for repairs. Now, if approved, more than $900,000 in FEMA money originally intended to fix that area would be reallocated to fix storm damage at Brighton Beach and nearby trails.
Coming up next in sports, could UMD hockey be heading into a bubble? Kelly Hinseth discusses the possibility next.
Boat inventory on select London 19 and 20 models available.
CBS3 live cams are brought to you by Kohler Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac. You're not just getting a car, you're getting Kohler.
Super One is excited to announce the grand opening of the new and improved West Duluth and Grand Rapids Super One liquor locations. Super One Liquor has you covered for all of your party and gathering needs. We have a commitment to deliver outstanding service, variety, and top quality wine and spirits. And don't forget the best variety of ice-cold beer and beverages. Super One Liquor. Come for the service, leave with the savings.
Make Mom and Grandma's jewelry new again at Numi Jewelers. Come to our remount event October 15th and 16th by appointment only. Bring an old ring, pendant, or earring and design a new piece you will love. True love is guaranteed at Numi Jewelers.
This is a paid advertisement for legal services. Attention women with ovarian cancer. Do you use talcum powder after showering? And did you know that talcum powder may increase your risk of ovarian cancer? If you are one of these thousands of women, call us now. You may be entitled to substantial cash compensation. Time is running out, so make the call. Women with ovarian cancer. If you use talcum powder, please call now.
Hello, I'm Steve Little with Bath Planet. For the month of October, we are offering free installation for bathtub, shower, safety tubs, and surrounds. Get your dream bathroom with free installation. As always, you can still get one of our great financing options for low monthly payments, or 0 down, 0 interest, and 0 payments until 2022. This offer ends October 31st, so call us today or go online to book your appointment to take advantage of this amazing offer. Bath Planet, out of this world service, down to earth price.
What are you thinking?
Thinking about burger, fries, and some pie.
You know it's 9 o'clock in the morning.
Well, then bring the pie first.
It's back and better than ever. Perkins Burger, Fries, and Pie Combo. For a limited time, enjoy any burger, fries, and a slice of pie. And always served safely. Whether you dine in, order online, or get it to go. Order now at perkinstogo.com.
It's time for the annual Subaru Love a Pet adoption event. Join us virtually this year. For the month of October, there will be discounted adoption fees for dogs and cats, along with featured pets of the day. Visit animalallies.net for featured pets and event details. Miller Hill Subaru and participating shelters are excited to find loving homes for pets and bring you this event virtually. Visit animalallies.net for adoptable pets and details.
Duke is a man of few words and many songs.
Let freedom ring. Gone country. Ain't going down till the sun comes up.
It's 102.5.
The Kelly Clarkson Show, right here.
Weekdays at 3 on CBS3.
For the last few months, the National Collegiate Hockey Conference, otherwise known better to college hockey fans as the NCHC, has been looking at a number of different models and possibilities on how they can have college hockey as early as November 20th. Although nothing has been confirmed by the conference, the Grand Forks Herald did report this morning that Grand Forks and Omaha have emerged as frontrunners to host teams as a hub city. So NCHC bubble may actually be a go. According to the report, both the University of North Dakota in Grand Forks and Omaha have been in communication with the conference about what it can offer if their site is used, including coronavirus testing capacity and turnaround time, arena availability, hotel options, and more. We reached out to the conference for confirmation of the news. They said that nothing is for sure decided as of yet. They are still having discussions and will make an announcement hopefully in the next couple of weeks. Well, the schedule for high school sports this year has definitely been weird. Some sports are just starting, while some are now on the tail end of their seasons. But that's how it has to be, and the show goes on. Today, the girls' Section 7A girls cross-country meet without a state tournament on the horizon. It's the biggest culminating event for runners this year. Things were set up a little different. Runners were sent out in waves of 25 or less, so 4 teams per hour all day at the Cloquet Country Club. No surprise that Duluth Marshall's Keegan McAuliffe was out in front of her wave. She didn't lose a race all season. We'll have more from her and full results tonight at 10. So close, yet so far. That pretty much perfectly sums up the Vikings against the Seahawks on Sunday night, doesn't it? 1 point is all that separated the Seahawks and the Vikings, and one questionable call to go for it on 4th down instead of settling for a field goal in the final minutes of the 4th quarter. More on that in a bit. Seahawks ended things with Russell Wilson earning his 33rd career game-winning drive, taking the Hawks 94 yards in less than 2 minutes, and then connecting with DK Metcalf for the game-winning touchdown to win it.
Seattle was a little bit better. We competed hard, which we expect to do. They made a couple more plays than we did. It's a disappointing loss, frustrating. But we'll get back to work and we'll keep fighting to turn this thing around.
So about that call that you're watching right there, one of the biggest questions was why the Vikings chose to not settle for a field goal with 2 minutes left rather than going for it on 4th and inches, which is what they did. When asked, Zimmer assured that he came to win, and that's the way he was going to do it.
Not really close. I knew if we got it was about a half a yard. If we got the half a yard, we win the game. So I was trying to win it. I told him in the headset, we didn't come here for this. Let's go win it.
That is a painful sight if you're a Vikings fan. They are at Atlanta, the 0-4 Falcons. Hopefully they'll get their second win next Sunday. That's going to do it for sports for now. Kristen and Tony, I'll send it back to you.
Thanks, Kelly. Tonight on the CBS3 News at 10, an ambulance company servicing rural areas in Wisconsin said it's not extending service to some areas into next year. Now, 6 townships are left scrambling, trying to find an ambulance service they can afford. Coming up at 10, we hear from the chairperson of one of the towns about his cry for help.
Well, before we go, when you think of pink food, what maybe comes to mind?
Sweets.
Sweets, yeah. Exactly. Candy, not food, candy.
Like cotton candy.
Like cotton candy, yeah, that's your line. Go ahead.
You got me thinking about pink food, Tony. Well, until now, these are slices of pink glow pineapples, and believe it or not, they grow this way. The Del Monte Fresh Produce exclusive just came out on Monday, but this pretty in pink treat has been a work in progress. Del Monte started developing it back in 2005, and then it got FDA approval for human consumption in 2016.
Reminds me of pink Starburst.
Yes,
yeah.
It looks like candy.
Yeah. Dave, lots of blue sky out there this afternoon.
Yeah, thanks to a brief visit of high pressure in the wake of this morning's low pressure system that brought upwards of an inch of rain for many towns. But this short break in the clouds goes away tonight as clouds increase. That sets us up for a 30% chance of showers Tuesday morning, high 55. We drop to 50 for Wednesday, and there's an 80% chance we'll get another half inch of rain until we dry up on Thursday.
We'll see you at 10.